Hi green lovers, today is May 16th, 2020 and I have this brand new planter that my husband and my son made for me last night. Now it is made out of pallet wood on the base, and what we've done is we've put it on our sport court here, and we don't want to actually put it directly on the sport court. Number one, it'll leave a watermark, and number two, in case we want to move it, we just have those pallet gaps over there. We can put some kind of something in there and lift it and move it around. So that really is the idea in using this pallet wood as the base of the planter. And the sides are made from old fence wood that we had lying around the house. So really, for the most part, this is made out of completely repurposed material from our backyard. And I want to fill it with the same mentality, basically reuse things that material that I can find around my backyard. Now, if I were to fill this planter this week, I'd need at least 10 bags for this, and that would be about $200, and I am not ready to spend $200 on soil to fill this planter. So let's go ahead and see what we can find. Now, the first thing that I see here is I've got some bales old straw sitting around here. This is going to be quite a bit of nice water holding material that I can put in the planter. Moving on, I've got a pile of dirt that we dug up from a different part of the yard, and I have been meaning to level this place out. A nice way to use up some of this dirt that's lying here at the base of the planter. And you can see around it I've got some big logs that have been chopped down from old trees that have been, again, sitting over here for who knows how many years. Those will make up a lot of the bulk as well, and they will nicely biodegrade, hopefully, over the years, and provide some good soil material in the planter. Moving further along here, I have got wood chips that I had delivered about a year ago that I used all over my garden, and there's some leftover piles. This is going to constitute a bunch of material for my planter as well. Okay, my last stop for material for my planter is this area, which I have been using to pile up leaves just for now. I used to have grass under this, and I've been trying to kill off the grass, and I used the space to pile up a bunch of leaves. This pile was actually taller than me, and now it's almost at ground level. I've been using up some of the leaves, but yeah, it's amazing how much these leaves decompose down. And of course, I've got my compost bin sitting here. This is mostly unfinished compost. Some of it is close to being finished, and I'm going to use all of this in filling up my brand new planter. I have loaded up one or two layers, about 18 inches of big logs, and on top of that I found some dirt which I have poured over it, so it kind of got into the cracks of the crevices. Then I watered it down, and I feel I need now to kind of mix in some wood chips. So that's what is going to be my next layer, because this soil it's not good dirt, it's yucky stuff, so it needs some organic material mixed in it. So that's what these wood chips are going to do. So I decided I was not going to mess around anymore, because I have got probably a little more than a foot of space left between the top and the next level down. So what I'm going to be doing now over those wood chips is I'm going to add green. And I just went around my garden, chopped off some leaves and things like that. Now what this is going to do is, the greens contain a lot of nitrogen. It is going to basically start to help the wood chips break down. It's kind of like the compost formula, right? You add greens and browns. I'm not going to worry about the ratio, but I'm going to form a layer of compost here. Okay, so here is the next batch, and hopefully the final batch of ingredients that I am bringing to add to this new planter. I have got some soil amend, which is purchased. It's stuff that you add to the top of your soil every year. If you don't have compost, you can add this, and it will add some nutrition to your soil. I've got some chicken manure. I've got some perlite to give some kind of lightness to the soil. And at the bottom there, what you see is my homegrown compost. I've also got some fertilizer that I'm going to throw into it, and that's about it. as I plant up each plant, I'm going to add a handful of worms, and those are going to make their way into this material and start to digest it and create that richness and that soil life. And I am done. I added some peat moss as well, and some perlite, some chicken manure, some soil amend, and some fertilizer. And of course, as I plant up each transplant, I'm going to add a handful of worm castings and earthworms to each planting hole, and hopefully I'll watch my plants explode with growth. Thanks for watching, and until next time, live green and love your greens.